Hey, welcome to Business Wine and Cheese. This is our first ever episode. We got the original 3 from Out in the Clouds. We thought we'd start off with our origin story and have a little bit of a chat of sort of talk about where we've come from and just set the mood for what's to come. Thank you for tuning in, I guess, and supporting us. We have got one of our favourite family vineyards here. The Farr family are an amazing wine producer, so we thought we'd start with them. A little bit of cheese.
Well, Theo started. We're kind of trying
Getting
to get
there.
there.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a rule here.
We're waiting for him to pour.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yeah.
Because I feed the guys
Yeah.
on a daily basis. So while we're getting ourselves sorted here, we just wanted to talk about a little bit about the types of people that we're going to be having on the show. We wanted to do a little bit different and make it more around documenting where we're going, as opposed to, maybe hopefully one day we'll get some high profile people on here and talk about the journey that they had already had and how they came to success. But we're looking at talking to people that are being successful in their own way, but are sort of still getting to where they want to go to, and we can sort of shoot the shit a little bit, and hopefully it's entertaining and definitely will be informative for sure.
Fantastic.
So I thought we'd start off, like I said, the 3 amigos from Out in the Clouds. These boys are my brothers, and we've started a couple of different businesses together, but Out in the Clouds is certainly the one that we're going to be featuring on here the most.
Maybe we can get Arnold to explain or how this all started.
Take it way back.
Let's take him way back into time.
Well, cheers.
So let's do a cheers first.
Cheers, guys.
So how long has it been now? About 3...
So when was it? 2015?
2015, yeah.
Seems like 2014, but...
When you quit on me?
Yeah, when I quit on you. When I had enough.
I've had enough. I'm not working anymore.
It all started essentially, I think, one day when I was so sick of working for other people. I just couldn't handle it, couldn't deal with it. I got a certain way of working, and the boys have realised over the coming years.
Yep.
Where it's just, I like to do things my way, in a lot of cases.
Yeah. But you do it our way.
But then slowly over time, I've been coming around to do it your way.
Yeah.
But essentially it started where I've always had a dream to kind of work for myself. Start off with doing something that I loved, and that's where it came from. I still remember that day that we were out in the car park.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? We were out sitting and chatting, and I said, "Look, listen, I'm done. I need to move on."
I was like, "What do you mean you're done?" So you've got a lot of work to do.
But yeah, that's kind of how it started. It started from a conversation at a car park, where it was just, I wanted to go out there, do it kind of on my own. And I remember asking you if you wanted to come along.
Yeah.
And at the time, because of responsibilities and things like that, it wasn't possible, but you were there to help me out right at the start. Originally started out with me essentially trying to service C-level executives.
Yep.
I won't name any for confidential reasons, but that's how it kind of started
Just
out.
name one.
Just name one?
one. No, I'm just kidding. So
No, I won't say it.
Yeah.
But that's how it started off, where I'd end up going and personally servicing them at their houses, or if they needed any help with their businesses.
That sounds so wrong.
I know.
No, it was IT support, guys. It was IT support. That's how it kind of started out. And Christian used to kind of send me leads, in a way you could say. He'd just be like, "Hey, listen, I've got someone here that needs help with this. Can you go out and see them?"
Yeah.
And that's how we kind of started out.
What made you think of? I was obviously part of the conversations, not knowing that you were resigning, but obviously we were seeing. If we take a little bit of a step back, I think we've probably jumped ahead a little bit. We've all known each other for a long time, over a decade, through the music industry and where we sort of came from. But this corporate job, or the company that we all worked for, we hadn't really been in that environment in that sort of scenario before, and we sort of saw a lot of contractors and different consultants and that come in and try and take advantage of the business, and we saw that there was a massive gap in the market to, especially in the SMB space, to deliver an enterprise type service at an SMB level and in a proper way where you're actually adding value instead of sucking the life out of the company that you're servicing. So I want to elaborate on that a little bit around you know, the way that you sort of grew a reputation.
I can probably help with that. So, working with Arnold, there was just going that little bit extra, with a lot of the businesses or people that will come and consult to us I find it very hard for them to actually understand where we were coming from in most cases, where what we try to do is step into you know, on their side of the table when we're speaking, trying to empathize, trying to understand what they're trying to do, and be very transparent in what we were doing. Especially when we were consulting together, just when I was helping you. And then, you know, yourself always goes a little bit more extra when
sometimes too much.
But, you know, I always found that you know, the clients that we had at the time loved that you actually were doing that, and that allowed that reputation to, you know, be at that sort of level. You know, they were always just loving what you do and how you went about things and how clear you were explaining when things were going wrong, or how do you fix things and why things were happening. And that just showed the customer that you actually cared and that you were actually getting them involved. You know?
Yeah, so that part alongside, you know, hard work and humility, I think, you know, you two both being immigrants and me being, my parents being immigrants, or my mum was born overseas, my dad was born here, but, you know, his parents had only just gotten to Australia. I mean, that's got a lot to do with, you know, the type of people that we are. You know, and I think it's got a lot to do with the way that we're running the business, and even before I was involved in this business, the way that you guys were always going to, or you were always going to do it around, you know, hard work, ethics, customer service, and sort of putting people first, in this case the customer. And now that we've got a team, you know, we've got 3 people behind the camera here, treating them in the same way as well. So I think that, you know, that I can certainly say is something that, you know, we hold really high up in our business as part of, you know, our values and the way that we operate. And I think that it's something that's well known now across our customer base, and even, you know, we built this business off word of mouth. It wasn't too long ago where we were sort of like, oh shit, you know, how are we going to get out of this one? But you know, and then that's pretty common with anyone that's growing a business. But I think just it's testament to, you know, our upbringings and where we've come from to how, you know, how we're sort of coming out of it now, and always just keep your head down, keep working, do the right thing, and execute properly, and things will happen. And I think it's really interesting, you know, starting off with IT services, and then when we got made redundant, and all the other shit that happened before that. But you know, it's 2 years next month, or May, 2 years since we went into this full steam ahead.
Actually, thinking about it, I clearly remember, I think my last day was 29th of April or something, because that was the last Friday or something, and because my brother's birthday was on the 4th of May, and I remember I think that was the first or second day when I had started, and it was exactly a year after that when you boys jumped on.
So it's 2016. 2016. You okay? Cool. So there you go. So we're having our birthday on April what?
29th or something?
April 29th. You're all invited. April 29th. Let's go. So IT services, pretty much, you know, phones, telephony, internet.
Infrastructure.
Networking.
And cloud-based stuff as well. You know, a lot of server migration, email migrations. Don't do it. don't do it. If you're thinking about it, don't do it. Telco is shit. It's so messy. It's just a headache. So we did that for a while. We slogged it out.
And then we moved on to So-
whatever we got paid for.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're
We're
lucky.
doing graphics, websites. Websites is the ones that.
Yeah, so we're lucky.
Yeah.
You know, Christian's got a big creative background, and we sort of moved into that pretty organically, I guess.
Yeah.
A few people had the requirement for us to do that, and we sort of said, yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew we could design.
Where did
Yeah.
it start off on? Because I remember you created the logo
Yeah.
for Out in the Clouds.
Yeah.
I remember that day. And I was like, hey, this looks really cool because it had the ones and zeros and they were depicted as a cloud.
Yeah.
And then who was the next customer? I can't remember
Yeah.
who it was, but that's how it started off. And you were like, hey, you could do this. You
Yeah.
start creating logos for people, and that's how it built into
Yeah.
into the website creative side.
So I
of
had a
things.
bit of I come from a creative background where me and Theo are musicians, and I had to create our own artwork and things like that. So I use that experience in the business, and then the knowledge of what I built based on our previous employment, and we started getting more sort of creative.
I mean, there's even times where we did business plans and
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah. That's right.
investor packs and stuff like
Yeah.
that between your
Yeah.
creative and my business
Yeah.
strategy and go to market
Yeah.
sort of initiatives. We did a couple of those as well.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, the funny thing is that the thing that got me excited about this business was that night we sat down and you guys said, we're going to be a Salesforce partner.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. So I get to, you know, deal with Salesforce internally, and a lot of the leads come to me, and I don't have to scrap and all that. And I was like, well, that's great. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
We sat down to do the application. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. So we went into those services that we're talking about, the telco and all that sort of stuff. And then a year and a half ago, it came back around, and I was like, let's do it, guys. Like, we need to do it. Had another look at it. Went up to Sydney, met the partner team. They were awesome.
Yeah.
They said to us, you guys are doing a lot of stuff in the digital space. We've got a gap in the market in Melbourne around marketing automation, and it fits your business. Thank you very much.
I think Ash was there. On
No, it was, the Ashes offside, what's his name?
it starts with S, I think.
No, it starts with B. I think it's like Bilal or BJ or something like that. Anyway, we'll give you a shout out on the next one when we remember. But he pointed out, he's like, you guys are pretty much a digital agency. You should do this.
Yeah.
The rest is history. Became a partner. Started to get some gigs. Got sort of lucky, but you know, our hard work sort of helped us come across a couple of really good customers. Built some good case studies off the back of that.
That's right.
And now we're working hand in hand with a lot of the account executives at Salesforce and growing our business off the back of that. And obviously with the digital ecosystems that we build, you've got your website and your CRM. Pardot sits here with the nurturing, and we're also doing a lot of digital strategy and content.
Yeah, I think we came up with that concept of based on all the work we were getting. We said, well,
all the parts.
all
Yeah,
the
all the
parts, all
different
these
It's like
parts
a big
fit together.
transformer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all these parts fit together, and we should collate it all together and put it into one package.
So a lot of the market was asking for it as well, so it made sense.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sort of stall and sort of want to try and keep it as entertaining as possible. So I think, you know, a couple of things that we can talk about is some stuff that people can get some joy out of, or maybe some information out of. You know, the amount of different technology that we've tried to put into our business, whether it be because we want to test it before we recommend it to a customer, or just because we needed it, and where we're at the moment. Like, you know, the amount of different project management tools and time efficiency tools, there's so many out there that we got into the vortex of like putting things in place just because we thought we had to.
Correct. Yeah. That was that as well,
You know, so we've gone from, I think, Trello for a day. Asana was in there for a while.
We tried Monday, I think, for a day.
We tried Slack.
Yeah.
I quite like Slack actually.
Slack's actually good.
Google Suite. We
Google
still
Suite.
use a little bit of that.
We started off with Hangouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And then, you know, Quip is where we're at the moment.
Yeah.
Salesforce own product works really well, but we needed something a little bit more grunt on the project management piece, so we've put mission control inside of our Salesforce org.
Yeah.
But I mean, even us as a Salesforce partner, before we were a partner, we only had one license for so long.
For almost, it was a year and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Till you end up.
It's good that we
renegotiating
sort of, decided to,
Yeah.
as when we became a partner, we were like, we have to eat our own dog food.
Yeah.
It was just, we just
But at
didn't
the
have
same
enough cash to
buy another
pay for a
license.
CRM. We'll pay for a CRM full stop, right? So
Yeah. But then we started utilizing it in the proper way to get proper numbers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we've got a lot of efficiency out of the system now based on, obviously, if we can't do it for ourselves, we shouldn't be getting paid to do it for someone else, right?
Exactly.
But that's been, a massive journey. Now we've got sales and service running, in parallel, in collaboration. We're going to set up communities. Well, actually, one of our businesses has communities on it already.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got the inbox capability, linking with our emails. And what else am I missing? That's it for now. And then we've integrated. And we've integrated Mission Control, which is our project management tool, sits in Salesforce.
Correct.
We've got Conga.
Yeah.
Just signed up Conga partnership today.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good.
Conga.
Ooh,
Good stuff. Woo.
Electronic.
So e-signature.
Then we've got a Xero integration that we're running as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Toucan Connect. Good stuff. And what else we got? We got Quip inside Sales Cloud as well.
Yeah.
So it's gone from what do we do to, hey,
where do we go?
Yeah.
One more can we go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. So I think we made a video sitting here, you and I,
Yeah.
a few months ago, talking about where we've come from. Well, it was a very short, condensed video, but and also where we're going. And I think it'll be good just to for the people that actually
that was the
wanna
beginning
know.
of the idea for what we're doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think with the business now, like we were saying in the videos, it's really exciting. Obviously, we've got our growth plan and we're sticking to it.
Yeah.
It's pretty aggressive. We said in that video we wanted to grow 3-4x. I think we're going to it's going to look like more like 8 or 9x by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is awesome, and I'm sure that number will change again.
Yep.
Hopefully up. But it's sort of like we're growing out our practice. We're hiring people. We're in that stage now. I made a video on my own Instagram.
Yeah.
I think it was last night about sort of being in the position where you want to grow, and we've set up systems to help us support the work that we're getting because we have to eat.
Yep.
But we're bursting at the seams now, and if we didn't have those processes, we probably would have fallen apart by now. So we're at that point where we can't afford to pull the trigger yet, but we're starting to. We've been lucky enough to have some cool people come on board where they've agreed to sort of scale their hours up as we have the need and the money to afford
The team
it.
behind the camera.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what do you guys think about where we're going?
I think it's great that we're actually preparing for growth, which I think it's very important, and we're putting systems in place right now that allows us to visualize and manage that growth. Quip especially, like it's a system that allows us to just see what's happening in the business.
Yeah, it's really easy to use as well.
Very easy to use. I had to introduce it today to Dia, a graphic designer, and she was hesitant at the start, but now she's like, she's loved the tick boxes.
Oh, they.
Yeah. So that's just really. I like that. We're at that place where we're actually preparing for that.
Yeah.
Because once you start growing, if you can't maintain it, we're just gonna.
Well, we've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen it.
We've seen the wheels fall off before.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Were you?
So for me, I really like the direction we're going in. I actually think for us, the next 3 months is going to be really challenging.
Yeah.
On a lot of fronts, because I can see not only one of our verticals kind of being bombarded with a lot of sales, and that's purely for me. It's around the value that we provide.
Yeah.
So I think it's for us. That's where I see us going, and having these systems in place will definitely help. But it's also around the fact that we actually, the three of us, haven't taken any time off since we started.
Yeah. But that's
you
what
know.
happens when you start,
Of course,
You know.
of course.
But we
And
enjoy it.
Of course.
You know,
I'm
that's
going to Vegas. I don't know about you. I'm going to Vegas I haven't booked my tickets yet, but 2 months.
So I think that there's part of that as well. It's making sure that, you know, as you go along, hard work. Yes, you have to work really hard, but for us as well, it's about taking, I think, a step back so that we can push forward, and that doesn't mean taking a step back from what we do. It's just clearing your headspace. I think a lot of that, and for us, I think that's going to pose a bit of a challenge. I think over the next couple of months.
Yeah.
Well,
it's really important for us to prepare.
But that comes with scale. So when you put on people, you intentionally make yourself redundant at one stage or another, and you can get to a point where if you need to take time off, you do it.
You can,
Yeah.
You know? Look, I think, you know, there's a lot that we're doing, knowing how saturated the market is, and not just Salesforce, in each of the main verticals that we do. You know, websites, digital content, digital strategy, CRM strategy, Pardot, Salesforce.
Yeah.
We always intentionally try to stand out. We always have in our music.
Yeah.
And
We like to do things a little bit different.
yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, this is why we're doing this. It's not going to be amazing this first episode.
Not at all.
You know, if 3 people watch the first 3 minutes, awesome.
Yeah.
We're probably 15 minutes in now, so they're probably just talking to each other for no
Yeah.
reason. But the beautiful thing is, what we're doing is in 10 years when we are, you know, on top of the game, we can look back at this, or people can look back at this.
It's been 15 minutes. We should start pouring again.
Yeah, no, I'm good. So I was planning on going to the gym after this, actually. It's 9 a.m. when we're filming. No, yeah, but my point was, you know, we don't really see that many people, especially in the Salesforce partner space, having, you know, proactive content marketing plans and doing things like this where we're trying to bring different values. So I think, you know, I'm excited to bring partners onto this show, excited to bring Salesforce staff onto this show. You know, I've already shot one that'll be aired later on in the series, a recruitment firm in the Salesforce space, and just bring a lot of
that was a great show.
Information and education to the audience. And I guess, you know, if you're doing that, then the market will decide whether it's good or not. The very least, we're going to have something to look back on. We get to drink
100%.
awesome wine.
Awesome
And
wine.
we get to do this every, you know, couple of weeks, or maybe maybe a couple of weeks. Twice a week is probably too much. But, you know, I think where we can take this is, you know, different wine bars. Out to wineries.
Definitely going to take it to different.
You know, out to wineries. Maybe when we're in Vegas, we can go to like Napa Valley afterwards or something like that.
That'd be nice.
Emma's putting her hand up. She wants to come. But I think, you know, this content can go anywhere, and you only need to sort of lean on maybe a couple of our people in our network to possibly get a big profile, and after that, this show could go anywhere.
So
and even if it doesn't,
and we've already had a couple of people reach out. Based on just the idea.
But even if it doesn't, my point is that, you know, hopefully we can bring some value via whether it be entertainment or education to people that are watching or listening, or you know, the amount of content we're going to make off the back of this is going to be exceptional for us.
The educational part will be great.
Which
is pretty much will be your segment will be good. So maybe you can talk about that.
We want to create something called Arnold Space Station, which actually stands for ASS.
The ass segment.
Well, we didn't realize that it was going to have the acronym.
We didn't realize
ASS
what the acronym was, but Arnold's got like 56 screens.
So it looked like a space station
with a lot of windows open.
I'm not going to give you shit like I did on the last take, but let's just keep going with that. So I think, you know, it's important to, you know, give the end user, because this is who we're here to serve, right? Like you got the Salesforce ecosystem, but the end user is where all the money comes from. Let's be realistic about it. So, you know, giving them information like we were trying to find when we were trying to get certified as partners. We wanted to find up-to-date, relevant information that was consumable via video, and it was really hard. Even just information in text was hard to find and work out what was the most up-to-date information. So I think, what you're planning on doing.
It's just a simplified version of the more
complex things,
complex tutorials that were out there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's more molded to a business owner.
Correct. It's not so much around the tech side of things. I mean, Salesforce is great where, technologically it is absolutely amazing. But a lot of the times it doesn't actually translate to a business owner. I mean, if you take an example of the terminology used, a Salesforce terminology or an acronym, when you're trying to converse and communicate to a end user or a customer, they usually don't understand it. The idea is to kind of break it down.
That's our job as a partner, right?
Correct.
So we're elaborating on that and expanding that so that people don't. I mean, we're almost building a knowledge base. Well, that is exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
So that people don't have to call us and. I mean, we usually answer questions without charging them, but without calling us and being on the clock, we're building an information bank where people can go and find things out about some stuff that they could definitely do on their own without having to pay someone for.
Absolutely.
Sorry, partners, we're sort of bad luck.
I mean that's one of the biggest segments that's going to end up evolving out of it is if you take bits and pieces of the different episodes, or you want to call them segments or snippets, you take them and you put it together, you could at the end of it almost build your starter pack in a way to get you up and running in Salesforce. And that's the idea of it, is not only for us to provide that value back to customers that and from projects, things that we've learned, but also to provide business owners the ability to go, hey, I can see what that's doing and I understand that without the need for me to kind of read through all these documents and have a technical outlook on it. It's more around how it's going to work in my business.
Yeah, and how's it going to benefit.
Correct. Exactly how it's going to benefit
Keep
you.
it simple, man.
Helping them to conceptualize, our job, especially my role in the whole scenario where we're engaging with customers. I always say, tell us how you want this to work in business terms, and we'll translate that into the Salesforce org. So, if we can empower customers a little bit more to be able to conceptualize that, so they're more engaged and understanding more, that'll only drive more adoption. And obviously the way our business model works, so there is a bit of, we're not Mother Teresa here, there's a bit of selfishness behind it, but we're all about how long can we keep a customer with us, as opposed to how many customers can we churn through. We're always making decisions, and frankly we're leaving money on the table every day, which is all in the all part of the goal of how do we continue to grow our reputation and bring more customers on, as opposed to, like I said before, I'm repeating myself, but bringing on new customers and just being transactional. That's not the way that we sort of set out to do it.
It's kind of like a nurturing kind of way.
And building relationships.
That's it.
And that comes back to all the content that we're building and all the extra value that we're gonna sort of provide. And this will be part of it. So we're not going to keep you any longer. If you've lasted this long, you're amazing. Thank you very much. We'll give you. Christian's going to give you $100 from his own pocket. We'll see you around. Spread the word. Let us know what you reckon. This is going to be completely community-led. So anything you want to see on here, let us know. Other than that, cheers. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.